Hello and thanks very much for joining. I'm Callsign Walker and I am second in command of the Gallowglass Squadron. If the idea of fighting in sim battles as a squad, or even practicing 1v1 with squad mates sounds good to you, then check out the Discord link in the description of this video. Okay, so now that we've got the promotion out of the way, we can get to today's video, which is essentially just a casual sim battles, two-ship formation. It's myself and Boomer flying today. Boomer is flying lead and is also the commander of the Gallowglass Squadron. As the lead, he takes command of the direction of what we do, what the sortie is going to be. We're primed for air-to-air targets, so I just follow his lead. I watch his six. I basically do what he thinks is right, going high, going low, covering him, letting me take the shot, etc. So not long after takeoff, we get a radar spike. Someone's tracking us, it's an enemy. We go defensive. They're already at medium range, so they've kind of snuck up on us a little bit. I switch the radar on also, just to make sure that I've got some good situational awareness. Ahead we've got a lot of enemies, and one ally I think, but it looks like a 4v2. And as this is happening, we both call out on our 3 o'clock high, an enemy just zooming past us. You can see him on the RWR if you can't see him on the screen. At this point we decide to disengage from the 4 aircraft ahead of us and commit to the bandit that is going behind enemy lines. We don't want this guy sneaking up on us. We don't want any sort of tactical advantage like that. So we change it from a 4v2 to a 2v1 on our side. So the odds are already better. Boomer's going low. He's backed off, he's low, he's watching my six, he's making sure nobody's sneaking up on me. I'm chasing this guy down, I'm on the pursuit. I switch my radar off and he turns around. High altitude, low energy. It allows me to just come in with a sidewinder and finish him off. So that's the first kill of the match, just a few minutes in. Making good use, smart use of your radar seems to really help. So I was really weirded out here as well because the plane just seemed to be on autopilot flying itself home. The kill feed definitely confirmed that they were gone, but a bit of a weird one. Boomer, who's fast approaching on my 6, is not really satisfied and decides to just finish him off with the guns there as you see it pitch up. So we form back up to assume cap. I've got my radar off. We're flying close formations, so we're not giving off a big signature. RWR isn't going off. Here, the radar goes back on. So we're flying in a straight line, trying to pick things up. There's a MiG-29 just off to our 3 o'clock. Before we engage this guy, we decide let's do a 180. Let's just make sure he's at a medium far range. We're going to turn around. We're going to see what's behind us before we engage this guy. We don't want any surprises. And lo and behold, we've got another MiG-29 on the RWR, so we have one on either side of us. With that information, we decide to put a little bit of space between us and the guy that's far away. We're going cold. We're not in any danger from him. This guy up ahead, we want to see what he's doing, and he's fast approaching some enemy bombers as well. So now that we're close to this guy, we decide to perhaps back off a little bit. We could have gone and taken him out, but now we're just a little bit like, well, this guy could be supersonic behind us. He could be right on our 6. Let's take a little look behind us and make up our minds. So around we go, and Boomer has the radar on. I have the radar off, making sure that our signature is small at the last minute. The last thing we want this guy to remember is just one enemy. All of a sudden at the 9 o'clock, the radar pings for the MiG-29 who was down at the bombers earlier. Boomer decides to carry on the lead to try and track this MiG-29 while I hit the deck and go offensive on this other guy who was last seen over at the bombers. All of a sudden I've got 2 MiG-29s pinging on the RWR. I start to panic. I aggressively turn into both of the pings. There's the guy down low. I swing the aircraft round, got the heat seeker on, one away, absolutely praying that it lands. It does. Next up ahead is the second bandit, or so I thought. At this point I'm communicating with Boomer. I'm giving him the follow me sign. He says, no, I'm further east than you. I'm chasing them. I don't know who you're chasing. I see that he's now going for the bombers and realise, okay, ally. I go into a defensive 90-degree position. I get pinged, so I let Boomer know about that. I start releasing chaff here. Keep it in a notching position while Boomer commits to him. Hopefully I'm distracting them, and it doesn't really seem to work because they're not really tracking me anymore. So he lets me know exactly where he is. I turn around. I think he's fired one off at this point, and he wants to pull back because there's quite a few in the area. As he pulls back, we communicate. I send off a Fox 3. Barry goes off to the right. That's Boomer's just travelling off there. I make sure that it's going pitbull before I break my contact. There it goes, and I start to follow Boomer away from the furball and back up to reposition ourselves. As you can see, Boomer's just laying off some magenta smoke here just to make sure that it's me, make sure that it's him that I'm following, and we position up to try and turn around and go offensive again. So as we turn back around to face the fight, we go into an attack position side by side once more, ready to fire off missiles from all our pylons if need be. Doesn't seem to be too overwhelming. We have an ally who's being pursued by 2 enemies, it seems. So we peel off. They were off to our 1 o'clock anyway. We try and go round for a flanking manoeuvre, and as we do this, we end up in a position where we've cut one of the bandits off, and they seem to be quite slow. There's not really a vector with them. We're nice and close. We're still keeping track, and we decide what it is that we're going to do next. And so it goes that I ended up in a position where I could see them. So I fired off a missile here just to keep them pressured, and as I did that, I start releasing chaff, going defensive, keeping track on the enemy. And Boomer right now is currently going off to the side, coming in fast to finish him off. I should have gone higher here, because as I was coming up, I could have had the afterburners on, could have gone up high, come back down at a more aggressive angle and taken them out on this shot. But either way, the missile itself has done its job by keeping pressure on the bandit, while Boomer just rips in for the kill here. My job here, again, I should have been a little bit higher, but my job here is just to watch his 6. Make sure that nobody sneaks up on him. Make sure that that there's somebody there to pick things up just in case things go a little bit wrong or things aren't looking too good for him. Right, so as I'm coming off and out here, I've got a bit of an aspect on both of them. You can see Boomer here is firing off the shot, which unfortunately just tracks straight into the ground. This guy's now dodged 3 missiles. He's obviously very good at what he's doing, and the good thing about the update is that the red players are always are very, very competent pilots, so it really makes things difficult when you're not relying on the technology. But here we go. Things are looking real good. He's still got high energy, as does Boomer. This is where I should have taken the shot. There's a very good opportunity here, and I didn't want to be greedy. I already had 2 kills. I was a little bit worried about the missile tracking Boomer and getting him instead of the intended target. Unfortunately, this put me right in front of him. I managed to dodge that first missile, but there was also a radar missile from an F-16 coming in on the side, and I'm flaring, so I know the shot's coming in, and unfortunately that led to my death. But there is a lesson learned from that. Always take the shot and come back alive. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it, and hope to see you in the next one.